These are the films that try too hard to be taken too seriously.
You need to listen to me. Here's what you're going to do. You need to find a stairwell. Do you hear me?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 failed Oscar bait movies of the 21st century. For this list, we've looked at those post-2000 Oscar bait movies that failed to earn the awards they craved.
I'm sorry.
An Oscar bait film is anything produced with the intention of garnering Academy Award nominations because of recognizable tropes, qualities, or cast members within its makeup.
Think we should turn back, huh?
Nope, I think we shouldn't have come.
Although many such movies are produced every year, especially around Oscar season, the following are those that especially flopped.
I know I was quite surprised when I got the call.
Number 10, All the King's Men.
And you do care, I suppose?
I didn't say that. I don't care.
An adaptation of Robert Penn Warren's 1946 Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. This was a movie 60 years in the making. For all the film's promise, however, the product did not wow as was hoped.
There's always a price for everything we do.
Sean Penn, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, James Gandolfini, and Anthony Hopkins. This was an ensemble cast and then some.
When they come round, sweet talking, don't listen.
But the half of Hollywood that was on set just couldn't make All the King's Men a royal winner. It made just $7.2 million in US theaters. Quite embarrassing considering Jackass No. 2, which was released the same weekend, made $28.1 million. Number 9. 9.
I can't make this movie.
Titled as it is, released when it was, this movie was fated for a 9th place entry in amongst our Oscar baiters.
Is this true?
It sounds fantastic. I can't wait to see it.
9 could have been brilliant, but it also knew it could have been brilliant.
Sleep, then come back here and make a good movie.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Nicole Kidman, and Marion Cotillard led an all-star up-to-the-minute cast, but they failed to bring home the bacon when it came to the red carpet.
Everyone is here to help the movie.
This musical effort just didn't hit the right notes, at the right time, for the right people. From the makers of Chicago, it sucked in comparison to that Oscar winner.
Old friends, I have to come clean with you. There is no movie. I can't pretend anymore.
Number 8, Amelia.
The name is Amelia Earhart.
Oscar baiting Chapter 1, the biopic.
Only I can make a fulfilling life for myself.
If anything screams, I want Academy Award nominations, it's a biography.
This year, she's recognized as Woman Pilot of the Year.
Give your movie a one-word title, usually the first or last name of your subject, and you've generated hype before you've even hit the set.
Amelia Earhart demonstrates her flying prowess and adventurous spirit.
Amelia was one such formulaic film, and one such fabulous failure as well.
How can I lose?
Depicting the life of the iconic aviator Amelia Earhart, Hilary Swank steps into the cockpit and cocks it up.
Stars hung outside my cockpit window, near enough to touch.
This movie might have soared, but it never even got off the tarmac.
You want a tip?
I do.
If I listened to everyone who said it was impossible, I'd never be flying. Don't let anyone turn you around.
Number 7, The Soloist.
I just saw you, so nothing.
Jamie Foxx and Robert Downey Jr. ensure our next movie has an A-list lineup.
Have the human decency to use the proper facilities.
You've moved.
Well, it's beautiful here because you can play music and have pigeons clapping as they take off, and right there's the Los Angeles Times building.
It's based on a true story, so the emotional promise is at a peak. It tackles mental health and other complex conditions in a mature way. The Soloist ticks almost every Academy Award box, but didn't come close to the Golden Statuette.
Mr. Steve Lopez is my mic! Scratch! You know what he's saying. Mr. Graham Clayton is going to tell me who my God is?
Down by the car.
Do you know who my God is, Mr. Clayton? I know know who my God is.
He's a good
I
teacher.
know who my
You should
God
accept
is.
yourself gracefully.
Graceful is the ballerinas at Juilliard.
A film that fared a little better than entries 9 and 10. It was still unable to meet the mark expected. Downey Jr. and Fox gave strong performances, but the positive reviews stopped there.
I've done good by you, haven't I? I mean, things aren't so bad, right?
Number 6. Lee Daniels The Butler.
I'm Cecil Gaines. I'm a new butler.
A movie that takes in 34 years of American history, The Butler had a lot of material to make an Oscar winner out of. However, this inside look at the White House couldn't win.
Would there be anything else, Mr. President?
Consistently criticized for the blatancy with which it made its emotional and political points. The historical drama teetered upon the edge of spectacular, but couldn't serve up the success for which it yearned. An all-star cast it may have boasted, but an Academy Award it did not.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine, sir. I just wanted to tell you what an honor it is to meet you, sir.
The honor is mine.
Number 5. 7 Pounds.
My name is Ben.
A blistering success at the box office, 7 Pounds couldn't translate its ticket sales into trophies.
Oh my God, this is a horrible story.
Provocative performances by Will Smith and Rosario Dawson bulk out a script that relentlessly picks at your heart, but doesn't really interest your head.
I love you. I love you.
In essence, it's a movie that's trying to be profound, but isn't.
In 7 days, God created the world. And in 7 seconds, I shattered mine.
The marketing campaign was mysterious enough, the cast was well known enough, the idea was inventive enough, but the movie simply wasn't good enough. Number 4. Australia.
But white fellas call it Australia.
When the movie's one-word title takes in an entire continent, the cinema goer can be forgiven for expecting something of an epic.
Welcome to Australia.
And they can be forgiven for feeling more than a little disappointed by Australia.
But Lady Ashley, it's Australia.
With Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman topping the acting bill, this Baz Luhrmann effort looked to be all things Aussie.
You got a filthy mind, lady.
You're an animal.
I wouldn't have it on with you if you were the only tart left in Australia.
As it flirted between the patriotic and the sentimental, however, it earned just 1 Oscar nomination for Best Costume Design.
Yeah, beer'd be good.
Yeah, I love it. Nice dress.
Only an average movie, Australia might have been great, or even a corker.
It's a real tragedy.
How terrible.
Number 3. J. Edgar.
My mother calls me Edgar, my niece calls me J.E., and I sign John E., not John.
We go back to the biopic now and to the life of FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover.
I am responsible for thousands of arrests, sir.
A more interesting man you might struggle to meet, but a more blatant please, please, please for an Oscar you'd have difficulty finding too.
You go ahead and investigate those cocksuckers.
Starring Leo DiCaprio in the title role, it's believed that the actor might have scooped his first Oscar were it not for the film's various other faults.
Edgar, am I boring you?
DiCaprio demanded attention, but he couldn't quite wrestle it away from a confusing plotline or the painful profundities aimed at the Academy.
I know it's hard for you to imagine today, but there was a time where the average American feared for their safety and survival, Agent Smith.
Number 2. Alexander.
And so be it.
Pair biography with history, especially ancient history, and you have an epic on your hands. Attach a $155 million budget, and you have a potentially epic epic. In Alexander, however, we have an epic failure.
You're right. Forgive me.
Oliver Stone's 3-hour-long effort crawls through what was surely one of history's more interesting life stories.
Conquer your fear! And I promise you, you will conquer death!
Everything about this movie had us hoping for the next Gladiator. But this Alexander was far from great. Oscar-wise, Stone had the ingredients, but he must have lost the recipe.
We must hunt Dryas down, if it be, to the ends of earth.
That was not your father's mission.
And I am not my father.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are a few honorable, or in this case, dishonorable, mentions.
Hello? Hello?
Kennedy, you son of a bitch.
Is that my jacket?
I'm about to write a press release on death squads. I wanted to wear something that matched the gravity of the occasion.
This is it. Majestic. The Majestic.
Number 1. Diana.
I'm a princess, and I get what I want.
Taking our crown, a right royal catastrophe of a film.
He doesn't treat me like a princess. It's almost as if he doesn't know who I am.
Biography again, but even worse than Amelia, Edgar, or anything else.
Shut up!
Britain's Princess Diana is held by many as one of the most inspirational people of the 20th century. But what the makers of this movie failed to grasp is that Oscars aren't given out for the reputation of a title role alone. Naomi Watts wasn't nightmarish as the princess, but the script, the sets, the pace, and point of Diana were all desperately bad. It's less Oscar and more, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Do you agree with our list? Which filmic failure did we forget? For more top 10s that don't disappoint published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Directing a movie is a very overrated job. We all know it. You just have to say yes and no. What else do you do? Nothing.